What's going on, YouTube? I'm back with another little clip for y'all. All There Is TV is Tone Loc, and I want y'all to check this one out. Your boy Tommy, Sotomayor, tries to explain to these women on the panel how men actually love harder than women. But you already know that most of these women on here, with a couple women they have, ain't trying to hear that. So I'm gonna let y'all check this one out, man. Here you go. When we finally decide we want to marry you, that's a reflection on us. If we choose a woman they don't even look at the bad. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Glenn. If I date a woman and she was a stripper and I marry her and she cheat on me, guess what everybody around me gonna say as soon as she cheat on me? You should have known. You married a stripper.
Yes, because of why? Why? Because that's not just the stripper, but it's the character. The character attached to that.
They don't know her character. They just knew she was a stripper.
Yes, but you could understand that since a woman that's a stripper is probably a woman that we consider a person of low character.
Just like a woman who's had several vaginas, just because she hide it, she got higher character. She's more of a flawed person. That's where a lot of us messed up. I messed up because I thought had a great job, and because nobody knew anything dirty, she didn't get on the internet. She wouldn't do anything dirty. That hurt me more. I wish she had been a stripper. I wish she had been a whatever it was. Therefore, I would have expected this.
Last week on Ladies First.
Go ahead, Tommy.
First off, both of y'all are right, and it's crazy how both of y'all.
And by the way, that hat is crazy, Tommy. Stop stealing my swag.
Player hat, ain't it? You know it is. Player hat. But both of y'all are right, which is crazy in this situation. She's right because there are plenty of people who survived cheating on the woman's part. It's just men don't come out and say it because nobody's going to feel bad for you. Because as soon as you come out and say, my girl cheated on me, but I stayed, everybody going to make fun of you. Everybody makes fun of the guy who stayed with the girl who cheats. Everybody lionizes the woman who stayed with the man who cheats. She's a good woman. She stayed because in spite of. But
Beyonce and Will Smith.
Yeah, like perfect example. And so when you said he's a fool, technically you're right too, because a person who cheats doesn't cheat once. And that girl didn't come to you, because if she came to you and said, if you love a man, here's what I know you'd do. Say you stepped out. You'd regret it as soon as you did it, as soon as you got back home with that man, as soon as you sat on the couch with that man, as soon as you sat around your children with that man, as soon as you watched Game of Thrones and you saw another on Game of Thrones, you'd be thinking, I did that.
That's crazy.
You'd feel bad. But like Fatty said, they don't. They don't feel bad until they get caught. So a person who doesn't feel bad until they got caught, they did it more than once. And the more they did it, the more comfortable they felt doing it. Just like a killer. The first kill, that's the most nervous a killer is. Every time they kill after that, they get real comfortable.
Yeah. I cheated one time, and I've never cheated again, and I would never again, because I felt guilty. And because I felt guilty, I wasn't found out, but I told them what I did because it was eating my conscience. I felt terrible. Like you said, you go around that person, you're sitting there with them, and you feel bad. Like it's not something that I wanted to. I didn't want to hurt that person, but I had to come clean and tell them what I had done for them and for me. Like,
would you forgive him if, like, a future husband? Would you forgive him if he cheated on you?
Yeah.
What about you, Deb?
No, I left.
What if your future husband, right? This is your dream guy. You are a little bit older, a little bit more wiser. Like, if he cheated on you, you out.
I left my baby daddy. I'll leave anyone. Yeah.
Ooh, what about you, Wisdom? Nope. Cheating deal breaker?
Meat Factor. It's protein without questions. No cutting corners. Just fresh, chef-crafted meals with
Deal breaker.
Deb,
but like I said, I know people. In fact, I'll be honest and say, in my parents' marriage, there was infidelity. They're still together to this day. And so I have an example of people who were able to work through things, and because they loved each other enough, they forgave each other and stayed together, and they're happily married still. Like my dad, he treats my mom really well. He did have that transgression. My mom treats my father very well and is super submissive to him. And she also cheated on him. So I think that people's experiences and things that they have seen happen plays a big part in how they respond to those things happening to them.
Go ahead, Tommy, and then OG.
Yeah, to me, this is the easy part of it. If you're a guy and your ego is tied to, you can't get over it. If you're a guy, though, and your ego ain't tied to, or a woman and your ego ain't tied to possession, so it's the person and what it's tied to. But there are a lot of people who have stayed, like B said, but they weren't happy. They were miserable, but they stayed because of the kids. They stayed because of the public perception. I don't want people to know. So there are people who you thought, well, they stayed together and it worked out. No, they stayed together miserably, but they stayed together. So I think that might be what Fatty's getting at. Even the people who stayed at, like that man no longer feels like a man. Because when a woman cheats on a man, it's a direct reflection of how she feels about him.
But OG, that's literally the topic of the show today, right? Hugh Hefner was a virgin. He got engaged with a woman. He went to the military. She cheated on him with another dude, and they still got married. But he's saying that he thinks that the Playboy, like the him creating Playboy, was because of that situation. It was I am so pure, I don't deserve this, so I'm going to go all the way to the other side of the road because, hey man, I'm not going to go through that shit again. It is what it is. You break my heart, now I'm not willing to be on the street, try to actually fall in love with people back again and all. And he tried. But I guarantee you that all of his marriages that he had, and you know, he married a Playboy, like Playmates and all that, it were not as genuine, or it's not like this is my woman, I love her, she's just mine. It was more of a, hey man, I have so much money.
Fatty, I've been a dog since the first time I got cheated on. I think men love harder than women. I was young, but ever since then, I kept saying, if this girl who I gave everything to did this, I'd be a fool to be faithful to anybody. Yeah. And I think a lot of men run into that problem. Like, when we get cheated on after being faithful to you, it looks way worse on us than when you do it. And we know how that's going to look publicly. So what I look like just having one person putting all my eggs in this basket, and then you make a fool out of me. And all I was doing was being a great husband. Nah, at least if you step out, at least I know I was skeeting in faces.
I say this on Anton. If your wife catch you cheating, leave. Because I don't care if it's going to be 1 day, 1 week, 10 decades, that woman is going to revenge. That woman is going to... You are going to leave your socks in the middle of the house, and she's going to say, oh my God, I'm going to cheat on you just to... Like, I don't believe... Like, when women say, like B said, oh, for me, I'm not leaving, right? I believe that the woman that say that, they know they're going to on something if the man actually pulls up with the woman.
Payback.
Like it's because I seen it. Like when women are mad at you or resent you, they will burn. Like, you know that saying, like an African saying, the kid that didn't feel the warmth of the village, burn it just to feel whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't take care of the village and you make the kid actually feel the warmth of the people, he's going to burn it down just to actually feel it back. I think women are exactly like that. I think we
gotta be careful not to put people in a monolith, though.
Yeah, it's not all, but it's most. Can you?
But I think situations too. I think situations also are contextual. Like, so I know a woman that got cheated on, but the reason why she got, and her husband cheated on her, and she stayed with him. And actually, she felt bad for that because she gave the room for him to cheat. She stopped, taking care of business with him.
That's legitimate.
And so I think there's context. It's contextual, right? These situations are contextual when we look at them.
Choice, though, wasn't that, Glenn?
But that's the thing. But women are not logic like that. There's like, what is the
Hold on.
saying? There's no L as a woman's corn or something like that. Like
That's an L.
No,
She
but
realized that what he did was wrong, but she opened the door for that to be an option for him.
Hey Glenn, how many women take accountability for the bullshit that they do on their relationships that actually led? Glenn,
I mean, we know most women don't.
Me and you talk with and Tommy and podcast. At this point, OG is thousands of women, right? Every time we get a woman, hey, what happened in the rest relationship? I trusted too much, and I loved too much.
I betrayed myself.
The wrong man, and he's never. I cheated.
Here's the same thing with guys too. Guys lack just as much as accountability as women do.
Nah, hey Glenn, we go.
No, but men,
come on, dog. Come on,
man, you got enough subscribers, Glenn. Stop.
Maybe not as much.
There's a difference of accepting accountability and being forced to be accountable. Men are always forced to be held accountable. We don't hold women accountable like men are held accountable culturally. But men would like to avoid accountability as much as women do. Men make as much excuses for as women do. Okay,
you know why you're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong, Grant. And in podcast you get it. I have a question for OG and John Henry. No, I have a question for y'all. This is a specific question. I know, OG. Glenn, and think about it. If you actually know, men here, podcast already said it. How many men say she cheated on me? They don't say they hide it like they hide it. She put hands on me. They don't say they hide it. Like men will go out of their way.
A secure man will tell it.
Men are the kings of. It was not you. It was me. I chose wrong. I worked too much. I didn't work enough while she was putting her hands on you. Other dudes lying on you. Like, men are the kings of. I'm not going to embarrass my woman in public because I know for a fact that this is going to ruin my reputation too. So if I call her a bitch, I'm the bitch lover. I'm the bitch husband, right? So if you actually put 100 men in the room and 100 women in the room talking with each other and ask why did your relationship ended, I guarantee you there's more than 50% of those men that are going to say, it's my accountability because I'm a man and I'm a leader and I picked her and all that. And you are going to see that most women on the room are going to say, oh, it's because I love too much and I should have left early and I let it drag. And when I didn't feel the spark, I should know better. Like, women talk like that. And that's most women. Is that fair to say most women?
I think when a lot of those guys say that they take accountability, I think they take accountability for their shortcomings that may have contributed to the ending of the relationship, right? So not saying that they're not saying that they're the reason why the relationship broke up, but when what they're taking accountability for is they are acknowledging that I played a role in the demise of this relationship. Whether or not if he's the one that did the action that caused the relationship to end, or if his actions or lack thereof actions led to her going elsewhere. That's what they're acknowledging, that they had some shortcomings.
I see what's happening here. There's a cultural difference here. And people don't like this to be true, but it just is true. Like there's a cultural difference here. Amongst black men, I can tell you, Glenn, absolutely guys be like, yeah, I f*** that shit up. Yeah, she caught my dumb ass cheating, for the 14th time. Yeah, I kept blowing the goddamn rent money, going to the casino and shit, man. You know, guys will admit that they
yes.
up. Especially when it's the one. Like when they lose the one that they know was the one, they really will.
Because Beans is telling the truth because, and you telling Beans if I'm lying, we actually sit down with each other and have had this conversation. You and your boys will sit down and be like, man, you know that girl, man, I that up.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and I think that was also even in context, right? You wouldn't probably say that publicly in front of everybody because then the imagery would be bad. But
no, come on. No, I've seen plenty of podcasts. I've done it myself. Mm-hmm. I've gone on the podcast and told people, you know, when I was with this chick, that was the best chick I've ever had. We don't mind because, number one, we're the same people who like telling you we scored 4 touchdowns in Polk High School. We won't let you know we did have that thing.
Absolutely.
I would hate to live my whole life and never be able to tell somebody I ran across that chick. I've never done it. At my age, that says a lot about me. So I'd rather tell the story of, yeah, I had it, but I f***ed it over. So men don't mind telling that story. It still makes us look like we had it. It's better to have had it once. he had it. It's better to have had it once than to never have had it at all.
It shows accountability, because if you never got the one, means that the problem is you. Because you can go to 20 people and say everybody was bad. This was me. This was my problem with Trill AC. Hey Trill, what happened with you? Like you ran all through that woman. Oh, all of them were wife material. Oh really? 14 of them? All of them was wife material? Come on, man. Like, we go through some bad people, and sometimes we are bad to some people. So it has to be a accountability in certain sides. But for the most part, and once again, I really think, again, you might correct me, it's very rare that women, especially if they're in the environment that they have to come back again and again and again and again, do what B did. Yes, I cheated on my husband. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Right? It's very rare that he was abusive, he was toxic, he was a narcissist, he made me do it, he worked too much, he did it first. Like, it's always going to be a conditional thing. Why did you cheat it? And then the woman explains why did she cheat it. But if podcast cheated, nobody asking why did he cheat it. You just cheated. You're an asshole because you did it. So
we never, Fatty, make the excuse of I cheated because she didn't cook. Like, no, I cheated because that girl had a fat ass and I wanted it.
Yes.
Men are honest about why I cheated. We don't say no stupid. Because I've always asked women, hold on a minute. If the reason you cheated on me is because I don't take you to the movies, you know where I should have found you at? At the damn movies with this nigga, not with his dick in your mouth. And you wasn't at no movies with him either. I would have done that. I've been putting my dick in your mouth. I don't understand why we had a problem.
Maybe they were making a movie, though.
He pulled out his, you should have said, "Dang, cut. Let me go to my husband," because he didn't do that. He just don't take me to the movies. He do everything else.
but and let me ask you, Glenn OG and John, okay? Sorry, wait, OG. Is cheating forgivable as a man?
At my age, yeah. But
that's a fact.
My age, yeah.
Wait, why is it your age?
Hell yeah.
But you said I'm not starting over again.
I'm not used to it anymore.
Yeah, but if I was like in my 20s or early 30s, that would be something different. But I think it brings it back to the point. I need to ask Tommy a question that he was not here to ask the question. Tommy, if you were married to a young lady and she wasn't giving it up, would you go talk to your father-in-law while her not getting wet?
Here we go. Hey, don't answer that, Tommy.
Hey, this is what Fatty said.
Oh, I was sparing you, but you're pushing me.
Wait a minute. I will say this. If you're from one of them old schooly, like, it's not American culture, and I will explain.
It's Italian.
A lot of other cultures, yeah. A lot of other cultures, you can go to their daddy and be like, "This bitch ain't sucking my dick," and he'll pull his daughter aside and be like, "Look."
But this is what I was saying.
All right. But Tommy, there was another side of this question too. Fatty. Hey, Tommy, there's another side to this. I know he tried to give it. That was on my birthday, Tommy. But anyway. Could your wife go and ask your father why your dick too small? Would you feel comfortable with that? No, Tommy.
No, let me explain. Hold on. She can give me more, but I can't give her more. That's all.
Can she? I understand that, but would she be in her right mind to even ask your dad?
Yes, because that's not a solvable problem.
But wait a minute. It depends if you're taking honey packs or
it won't make it longer. It will just make it last longer.
Some guys pray by that, so I don't know. But that's what was happening.
But I'm saying it was just the honey packs make the last longer, but it won't make your longer.
Oh, okay.
So you don't like the fact that you got a little. Now you done took a honey pack and you giving her that little a lot longer. That ain't don't nobody want that.
Yeah, but Tommy,
brother. No one saw
that. But I think that wait a minute. I think it's bad And I understand the cultures that you're talking about, but I think it's bad for you to make your father-in-law police.
Let me stop you and take the opposite side of that. If we had more of a village type culture in the United States, I think the relationships would be better because a village type culture allows people to be more open and get more of a consensus. That's all the village means in other cultures. It's a consensus.
Yep.
It's you are held to a standard. American women and American people, y'all aren't held to any standard other than yourself. You don't care if it embarrasses your kids. You don't care if it embarrasses your neighbors. You don't care if it embarrasses anybody else. In other cultures, your last name matters. If you did something and you embarrassed your last name, it's a problem. People will step up to you and tell you, hey, you're wrong. We used to have uncles would come up and grab us before mom and daddy whooped my ass when I was little. It almost felt like a gauntlet. The neighbor whooped my ass. The nigga that saw the neighbor whoop my ass, that heard what I got my ass whooped for, he whooped my ass.
Well, back in the day, in my mother-in-law era, grandmother-in-law era, it used to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the black community. But I kind of think we kind of strayed away from that in the last 20, 30, maybe 40 years. All right, here we go.
Dude, by the time my parents got to my good whooping, I knew exactly what happened, and I knew I couldn't hide from my faults. Right now, everybody can hide from what they did wrong. So when you can go and ask the father or go and ask, it actually puts a little bit of pressure on that person. Because a lot of times when we're not doing what our mate wants us to do, it's because we know the only person knows about it is our mate. Think about it. I'm a psychologist. Let me tell you what happens with most people. When they come to me and they say, well, I want my mate to come in and join us in the sessions, the mate never wants to come. Do you know why? Because the mate gets to hold over you that you're wrong if nobody else knows.
They lose the
So
upper hand.
I get that. Don't want nobody else to know you whoop your.
That was my point.
Tommy, the problem I'm having with that, because the school I come from that school of thought. But that's mostly discussed with the mother and the gynecologist. It's never discussed with the father. You ain't going to ask the father about your wife sucking your. You just not. You just not.
Because you're an American. You're an American.
No. What I'm saying is that conversation.
I'm telling you, outside of America, you can go do that. As a Panamanian, you can go and tell your father-in-law she don't cook, she don't clean, she ain't, and he will pull her by her coattails. He will.
That's what I was saying.
I go with the cooking and cleaning. I go with the cooking and cleaning. And I don't think there's nobody up here more pro-black than me. I just don't believe there's nobody.
I'm African.
But let's get back to this one point. Let's get back to this one point that I want to clear.
Sorry.
I want to ask every guy up here. You got a woman. You got two women. You got two wives. All right.
Damn, I got two wives.
And there's no way you can measure the same. But we go try to say that you have the same love for both of your wives. Mm-hmm. One has 30 bodies, and she cheated on you. One you married as a virgin, and she cheated on you. Which one would you look at more hard? You'll take more hard.
The virgin. Because of expectations. Because of expectations.
Yes, exactly.
And reason why I said that, Fatty, is because the young lady who was up here earlier, she was totally correct. When she say women don't, if they're not a virgin, they don't deserve to be married, she didn't say they couldn't get married. She's saying that is the highest you can get. Right there. That's the highest honor that you give a man. You can give a man is to be a virgin.
I want to say this, OG. Most of these girls are giving head before they actually get somebody inside of them. If you actually knew about these women on the last 20 years, most of these women were getting fingered, were doing everything in the movie theaters and all that before they actually get down like fully. So there's no problem.
I got you, Fatty. And that's the Wild Wild West. I'm not talking about the Wild Wild West. I'm saying if we had
back in the day.
I'm not saying back in the day. Because, sorry, there's still virgins in this world. Okay? So, you might don't run them in your place, and I might not even run them in my place. But I'm saying there are virgin on. What I'm saying is, when we're starting to talk about relationship, most of us talk about relationship by our experiences and what we do. But there's a generation coming up behind us, just like I say, Wild Wild West. And most of them learned that because we gave them them damn devices. See, we didn't have them devices. We had people. You couldn't see nobody sucking on the people. So what I'm saying, but you damn sure can see it on a smartphone, right in your own school or the pads they give you. They don't supposed to be able to get to them sites, but they get to them sites the first 20 minutes they give it to them. What I'm saying is, if we see value in that, why do we have these cross conversations about there's no value with that?
Because there's the reality of the market. Men are buying cars with 300,000 miles like it's brand new. That's what men been doing. Look at this. They're working for half a decade, 15 years, and they chasing the bag and going the purpose and all that. And now they're 35, 40 years old, cuffing a 29-year woman that either had one baby daddy or been run through by the whole team. That's what men are doing. So it's not that we don't value that, it's that men gave up. Men are begging for women to not wear wigs. Men are begging for a woman not to be promiscuous. In everybody. Men are married for a woman to be calm and collected and chill. Blah, 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 blah. So at this point, men are just like, hey man, I don't want to eat sardines, but that's the only thing is on the market, so sardines it is. Right? So it's not about our standards, it's that you can control woman and the standards until they actually decide that it's cool to be a wife, it's cool to not to cook, it's cool. They have to be the ones that actually push that, because either you engage into this polluted market and actually go to a pool full of peace, or you don't take showers forever. And I don't think most men want to do that. They rather jump in a pool full of peace than actually not take a shower forever until the day they die.
I want to point out something that OG, like that little scenario exposed. Lack of principle. You guys agreed that you guys would be more upset from the virgin who cheated than the woman that had 30 bodies. Rather than, wouldn't the principle of the offense be that she cheated, regardless of what their history was? The infraction of the cheating would be egregious either way and should carry the same weight. Now you could say, well, I expected maybe the fact that this woman had more experience, she would be inclined to, but the fact that you said that, the fact that you, when OG mentioned you had two wives and one had 30 bodies and one was a virgin and they both cheated, who would you be more like hurt by? You guys said the virgin, and I said both, because of the principle of the fact that this woman chose to break the covenant and the vow that we committed to. I would be equally mad at both of them.
Can I challenge that?
How many times they had sex before me?
So Glenn, let me challenge that.
Issue.
So let me challenge that before Tommy goes, right? If Tommy f my bitch, I'm mad at him. If my brother f my bitch, I'll jump out of a bridge. Same act, same thing. The attenuate, like if an alcoholic goes ahead and smashes his car, the alcoholic died in the car crash. Yeah, he was an alcoholic. If OG dies in the car crash after I know he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he gets caught drinking, I'm like, what the f is this? Right? So,
you personalize it. I'm looking at the.
I know, Glenn. I'm just saying that expectations is the killer. Right. Is when you have high expectations. If I do business with you, Glenn, and you are a stand-up dude, and you rob money from the I don't know, the cashier, whatever the thing it is. I don't know. I will be extremely upset. But if I'm with a crook and everybody told me he's a crook and everybody told me what it is, if he steals my wallet, I'm like, I'm upset, but it was the crook before he stole my wallet. So is the expectation.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I want to point out how subjective we actually prioritize things when something happens. I look at this. You said cheating, right? Cheating, what is it? It's deception. I'm choosing to deceive this person, right? And let's extrapolate it further than that. So if somebody chooses not to tell you about information because they want you to do business with them, but they're withholding information